Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel. Tony here again. So yeah, it's been a while since we've ridden the Africa Twin, so we're out here doing some testing, riding in some nasty stuff. It's not too bad, but it is slippery, so you got to be on your game. But anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on with Iron Butterfly. Still kicking, still back in action. I've done quite a few modifications on it. So one of the things that I'm getting ready to do the New Mexico BDR with a bunch of other big bikes. So it's a big bike trip, GS and so on, all big bikes. So I've got this thing pretty much set up as a BDR motorcycle. So it's kind of away from the touring right now. So I've got more aggressive tires. I have the Anarchy Wild on here. We'll be driving the bike down to, riding the bike down to Carlsbad and doing the whole thing and then riding home from the end. So it's some pavement, but you can see a couple things that I've changed is I don't have a windscreen because I don't like a windscreen when I'm riding off road. You saw what happened to me last time I did that. So I'm kind of just taking it here, and right now I'm just tweaking. I'm doing some test riding, seeing how things are working, playing with my suspension. So I did a loop earlier with all my gear, and I wanted to see how that was. How it felt, and now I'm doing the same thing without all my gear, so I can get a feel of the difference. Because the bike, it's pretty light right now. It weighs in at 530 with a fuel tank. So 530 with no luggage, no me, no nothing. So I think that's a pretty good weight, and so I'll have to weigh it once I get all my gear on and see what that feels like. But yeah, I'm just out here tuning up and getting some practice and just getting things ready for the BDR. We did get a lot of rain out here yesterday, so it is a little bit muddy, which is good. I mean, I've been out here and done this with the when it's completely dry. That's a nice campsite. I think I'm going to come out here and camp there next week. Hopefully it won't be all muddy like this, but hey, at least the dust is down. Temperatures are nice. It's not that, it's only 85 degrees, so I'm not really going to complain much about that. But yeah, so some of the improvements on the bike, she's finally done. So I've got a little bit of graphics to do, but as far as this bike is, I'm not doing anything more to this bike short of flashing the ECU, which I'm going to do. I have the dyno jet, so I'll use that to do, just going around the stuff I don't want to go through. So I'll flash the ECU. I've done, besides putting the Yoshim mirror on there, I've done the airbox. So that I haven't really looked to see what people are doing with the airbox. What all I did is cut the snorkel back to give it a little more flow, less restriction, just see what happens. I know that when I did that on the 300, it made a huge difference, and really the volume of air going into the airbox for the 300 is definitely a lot more than it is on this bike. It's got two air boxes, but you got to figure one's, one cylinder, one's the other. So, if you equal a 500 to a 300, this one has a lot less airflow going into it. So I open that up, see what that does. The windscreen. We'll stop here and we'll take a look at the bike here in a bit. So I did this loop earlier with full luggage, and it really wasn't bad at all. I mean, I hardly noticed it. So I think my packing has gotten a lot better. That's for sure. So I'm going light this time. I am still playing around with the suspension. So I stiffened up the rear, which I just felt, you know, just to see how things are, you know, with luggage. I'm going to be having luggage on there. I tend to like to sit down a lot, but you know, just to conserve power, but I'll stand up when needed. And the other thing that I really like is, so right now I'm in first gear, and this is my granny gear. So it's got a lot of engine compression, you know, very, very torquey for technical stuff. And that's because I put a 15-tooth sprocket up front. I am going to get a speed healer. You hardly notice it. It's a couple miles per hour, but you definitely notice it in the torque. Front end's a little soft. A little bit of air there. So yeah, it's just, you know, testing things out, getting things to go. So the Yoshimura, the windscreen, we'll do the flashing of the ECU, and then we have the couple of other things that we've done that are just minor little tweaks and stuff like that of, you know, frame and, you know, just making it lighter, as light as possible. So I got the full all-rider crash on protection on. I got all that protection on, which I had taken it off a while back just because I was keeping the bike light. But yeah, she moves. I love the sound. I mean, even if it's not a lot of horsepower more, it just sounds awesome. So, you know, I've got away from the hard panniers, and I've got the Tusk soft cases that I had before. You know, when I first started riding this bike, you know, so out here it is rocky, so you do get some good practice on the rocks and stuff, the loose stuff. So that's all we're working on is getting my controls down and that kind of stuff. Getting used to riding the bike. So I come out here every weekend, ride the bike, you know, just keeping fresh, nothing crazy. See if we can find a nice, I know a good spot. We'll go up that hill. Yeah, we'll go up this hill right here. I am trying the lower air pressure. So this is the kind of shit you're gonna run into. It's gonna be that loose stuff. See, that's that first gear, that tractor gear. That tractor gear is awesome. All right, so as we take a look at the bike and see what we've done with it, I do have the rotor pack. This is a 1 gallon. On top of this will be my sleeping bag, so it's really light. This is my rescue kit, so a drop the bike, gets stuck, one of us gets stuck in a position, we don't have to kill ourselves to try and get by. There's the Yoshimura. So I got the Yoshimura, which really sounds good. Got all my protection on. This is my tools right here. My tools. I did the high fender because of a couple things. I just like the way it looks. Got rid of the, you know, for any mud or anything like that. These are solid aluminum. So those are going to give me some really good protection. Again, so more tools, air pump, that kind of stuff. The rescue rope right here. But that's pretty much on the frame. I did get rid of the chain guard because it was broken, and I'm not going to buy a new one, and it's like whatever. So that's pretty much on the bike. Did the airbox, did with the Yoshimura, and I really love this windscreen right up here. This is aluminum, so that way it's totally going to be out of my way. It protects my gear and stuff like that. So she's ready to go for the BDR. So I guess in my next few videos we'll be prepping for that and actually going on the BDR. Thanks, guys. Yeah, great BDR practice out here. Get your bike set up, get all tuned up.